me see where you went home. I'll see you come home.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the surface of Pandora. It's the Going Live podcast.
Shouldn't do it.
I wasn't ready for you to like hold the microphone while you do it.
I was like, oh shit.
I just started dying right as soon as I
Oh no. Oh god, okay.
Oh my
Well,
god.
that reasonably fits.
That's an intro.
Alright. We tried it. We didn't get there, but
Jesus Christ.
crash landed on Pandora here.
Hey everyone, it's Core Live Arcade. It's Devin and Jaster. How you doing, Jaster?
This is what happens when we don't bring Kaz with us.
Right? There's no structure. We just bullshit central.
We done did record the Halo episodes, so now we gotta lighten up a little bit.
Right. So now we're talking about Borderlands, which is a franchise that both of us it's another one that we've been playing since the beginning.
Day one in it, baby.
Yeah, me and Jaster are professional day oneers of Borderlands, right? Yes,
Lord.
I know that means we're old. You know,
What does that mean?
just feel my back hurting. Damn.
Oh, dude. I literally took a step at work today and had like pain shoot up the lower back, and I kind of like had that look on my face, and everybody looked at me. I'm like, God damn, I'm getting old. This ain't good.
So yeah, this. So I already wanted to do the Halo episode, which we just did, but this episode is kind of a real like ain't no. There's not. There's. God, I was about to start saying it for the weekend. We were talking about the intros before we could start recording, but I told myself there's no better time than right now to talk about this. So today, the day of this recording, Tuesday the 20th of whatever fucking month it is, August, the teaser trailer for Borderlands 4 dropped.
It was definitely something.
It's a trailer, all right. It is piqued both of our interest for sure. Just in the sheer fact of what the fuck is happening.
Right.
So
It's like a fourth wall break on a fourth wall break type shit.
yeah. We're gonna like dissect this trailer for y'all. Okay, that's what I'm about to do here. I'm about to discuss it while I just kind of like not a frame for frame, but like a scene for scene kind of thing.
We're going to stream it on Discord to ourselves.
To ourselves
Like,
here.
comment
So
on
like.
it.
So the trailer opens up. I just pulled it up on YouTube, Jess. If you want to watch it with me, I'm gonna like stop and start it all over again.
Yeah, go ahead.
The trailer opens up just like a shot in space, and it's like, hey, Gearbox software, 2K games, okay, whatever. And then out of nowhere, it just as soon as it focuses back in, the Firehawk symbol shows up, and the Firehawk, for anyone out of the know, we're gonna be talking a lot of like inside Borderlands language right here. This is gonna be the only one that I actually fully explain to y'all. The others, if you want to know answers, just play the Borderlands games. So the Firehawk is a character, actually, who has a symbol. The character is Lilith, one of the 4 playable characters in the first game. She's been around for every single game. End of 3, spoiler alert, she blows herself up on the moon to stop it from doing things that would be really bad. Play the Borderlands games if you want more context on that. But like, she blew herself up on the moon and like made her symbol appear when she did so. Okay, cool. So now the trailer opens up with that same symbol. It's there for like a second, and then like a portal appears. And when I first watched this, I didn't think it was a portal until Jaster pointed out. Does Lilith just have abilities to fucking teleport moons around now? Like,
Right.
And I was like, not that I fucking know of, but sure enough, the moon of Pandora, the Elpis, I think is what it was called, is just teleported into this area, and it's just moving. It's just moving. You're like, oh, okay, so we're going back to Elpis. Okay, is that what we're doing? We're doing like pre-sequel 2? No, the moon is just moving, and then it crashes into reality.
Another one, at least it looks like.
Like it starts like fragmenting stuff, like it's crashing through like a pane of glass, and it then shows like the surface of like another planet or something, like looking up at space to see this moon shattering the glass above it. Like I didn't realize this was like, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and it starts like raining debris down, and like it's only a few shots, but like I will say this, like the few shots that we're seeing here look really good.
It does, but
then again, it says not in-game engine.
No, there's no way they're getting rid of the cell shading unless they are.
No, because the very end, they're cell shading. Yeah, it's like all this like debris and stuff is falling from the sky and like crash landing, and like it shows one of the little like small craters appear like right in front of like the camera, and the camera moves towards it, and there's like an object in the fire of the crater, and like and then a robot hand, what it looks like, comes and grabs it, and the robot hand is shell shaded too, so I know they're not ditching the cell shade. I think they just wanted a trailer to look pretty is what I think. Agree. And like I will say, like right now, like 3 for the cell shaded with the cell shadedness, it still looks pretty good in there.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, like it's not like they can't make a good looking cell shaded game, but the robot hand picks up this object, turns it around, and it's the Psycho Mask. So that's how you know, oh, this is Borderlands.
Absolutely no one saw this coming.
Yeah, so there was like no words on there going to be a Borderlands 4 until the movie dropped. And if you guys went and paid money and saw the Borderlands movie, I'm sorry.
Big oof.
Very sorry. Should have saved the money and watched like Alien Romulus instead.
Should have pirated it. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't condone that. Shouldn't condone that behavior. But
I mean, with that movie, you probably just pirate Borderlands movie. If you ever want to actually watch it, but the movie flopped so bad, and good old Randy Pitchford, me and that Randy feller, we got such a good relationship between us two. I totally wasn't terrorizing him on Twitter for like several months on end, just making new accounts every 5 minutes to make a tweet that's just tagging him saying, fuck you, Randy Pitchford. Totally wasn't doing that for a long time.
Everybody's like, that was you?
Yeah, that was me. So yeah, the Borderlands movie did not go well, and Randy Pitchford was like, oh, but I tried my darnest, guys. And like kind of after it, I think he just realized like, okay, well that project failed. Time to throw out another sinking boat. And he said he kind of started teasing that they were working on another game. And like, this was the first time anyone's heard about that. Like, they're like, oh, they're working on another game. And he was like, it might be Borderlands 4. 2 days later, yeah, Borderlands 4 trailer. Here it is. So Jaster's got a good idea, and I'm starting to think on it that they were already working on this on the low.
Yeah, I think definitely so.
To like drop it as like a, well, if you guys want more Borderlands, here's another game. And everyone was like, that movie sucked. And he's like, ooh, well,
how about we give you some more Borderlands to make up for it instead?
Yeah. Maybe this will extend the olive branch, right? Like,
I mean, it was just good on them that they made it beforehand, because damn, they needed it. Because that was not good. Like, not to dog on that movie too much, but like that was rough. That was the largest flop in cinema history. Not in like Hollywood history, Devin. I'm talking like in the history of American film. Like,
it is just exceedingly bad. I have not watched it myself, but I've had several people in my life go and watch it, and they've just been telling me, don't.
it's bad.
Like, a lot of the times, like, niche films like that, when they're built for a specific audience, normal people aren't going to get it. People that aren't with that audience aren't going to click with it. But when your target audience is saying, this is the worst pile of dog shit I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen a lot of dog shit in my life, that's saying something.
Like, it's already going to home theater, bro. Within a month of releasing.
Yeah, it's fucking bad.
That's bad. That's fucking bad. Like,
yeah.
So, it's almost like straight to fucking DVD release back in the day, bro. Remember that shit? When like a movie wouldn't do well in the box office, then all of a sudden it's all over the freaking DVD shelves.
All of a sudden it's in the $5 bin at Walmart.
They'll be strapping this movie to the back of other movies like Fallout 76, bro.
Dude, they're like you buy this, included is... Sir, I will pay
Jack
extra.
Black, bro. He's been having a rough go of it ever since the Mario movie and all that shit. He was doing real hot. Then he went on that Tenacious D tour, and all of a sudden his Borderlands movie come out, and ain't nobody liking it. You know what I mean? Poor guy.
Man.
He's having a rough go of it lately.
Yeah, so, I know I've got a few expectations for 4. One of them being an actual writer.
God.
That's a high bar.
That's a demand. Like, we were watching the freaking comments roll on the official Borderlands YouTube channel. Like, that was the comments. It, bro.
Do yourselves a favor. Go pull up the trailer and just scroll through the comments. They're amazing.
Yeah, go to the Gearbox channel. Like, go
so
to Gearbox's like trailer. Don't go anywhere else. That's the one you want, man.
That's the one you want.
Oh my God.
No one is letting them live down how bad the movie and the writing of 3 are. Like, they're like, nah.
They're like, you please hire a writer. They're like, maybe just one. Just pay him in corn chips for all I give a shit. Just, we need one. Like,
we just need one guy who's just semi-confident in writing.
And then let that dude just, okay, give him what we like to call in the Bethesda world over here, okay? Give him the Michael Kirkbride treatment, okay? When that dude was writing up the lore of Morrowind, famously, he was locked in an apartment with nothing but bourbon, underwear, and cigarettes for a week and a half. And he literally like cooked up some of the wildest intrinsic lore I've ever seen in a video game. But like, the dude was also a theology like master's degree holder or something crazy like that. So, like, he made all this crazy religious scripture and all that kind of stuff. And it just looks like a dude just tripped on shrooms for, like, 2 weeks in a bathroom and just wrote down whatever the fuck was going on. Like, I'm okay with that. Like, I feel like that is more on brand with Borderlands than what we got in 3. Like, 3 almost felt like it was a parody of Borderlands being a parody of stuff.
That's real. That's a great way of describing it, Jaster. Holy shit, that is actually pretty on the nail right there.
It's like, oh my God.
It's like the problem there's one thing that I need them to just realize: you're not gonna catch lightning in a bottle again.
No. Handsome
Jack was like the perfect villain, and there's a reason he worked out so well. His voice actor ad-libbed, I think 70% of his lines.
Duh. I mean, he knew what he was getting into, and everybody was like, dude, just cook.
Like, well, the writing team was like, what are you doing? And then he basically hit him with the trust the process, bro. And look at what we got. Some of the best things ever. Like, and you can feel it. Like, this isn't a guy reading a script. This is a guy talking to the player. Like,
oh yeah,
he's just having a great time. One of my favorite, like, you know, the very first like area when he starts like talking to the player in 2, you know, he's like, hey buddy, how you doing? He's like, oh god, these pretzels suck, or something like that. Like, I'm like, that's something so stupid that I'm like, you couldn't write that now. Like,
no, he was
that'd be
probably
so
actually
forced
eating
now.
pretzels, bro.
He's probably actually eating pretzels while he's recording his lines, and that was just out of character, just him saying like, "Oh, those pretzels suck," and then they just left it in.
So, like, let me prove a point. This is actually fucking hilarious. Okay, there was one writer for Borderlands 2. His name was Anthony Birch. Okay, there are 4 writers, 3 writers really, maybe 4 writers for Borderlands 3. Okay, Danny Homan, God, that's a fun name. Sam Winkler, God, where are they finding them? Connor Thomas Cleary. Okay, that one's about right. But like, hear me out. Okay, if it takes one dude to do better than what 3 dudes can do, that's not good. All right, like that, and I think you're right. Like, there was so much, in my opinion, like. I felt like the villains are like they're supposed to be like, you know, streamer archetypes, you know what I mean, and all that kind of shit. But like, hear me out. I don't think that's like the best part of that generation's culture you could use to make a villain out of. You know, it's like, in their opinion, oh, it's like an evil celebrity or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? But I feel like they could have done better, for sure, with that. But, like, I don't even think that the twins were the worst part of the story, really. It's really Ada.
It's really, yeah.
It's really that bitch. Like, is it
really
Ava
stupid.
or Ada? I can't remember.
I don't fucking remember. I tried to tune that bitch out. You get me? That's the part of the playthrough that me, you, Marie, and Archer are doing that I am not looking forward to getting to again.
Like, oh my god. I mean, what's funny is, like, if in the rules of this universe were to be followed, I don't think that character would have lasted too long in the story alongside your characters.
Yeah, because in the lore of Borderlands, there's like 5 or 6 sirens are allowed to exist at any given time, and me,
like,
Archer, and Maria all at the same time are playing as Amara. So there's 3 right there. There's 3 right there. There's Lilith.
She's too stupid to make it through fucking Pandora. What are you talking about, bro?
Dude, oh my god. She's literally the worst character. That was another one of the comments. It was like, as long as Ava's not in it.
Another one said, watch, she's going to be the only Vault Hunter. She's going to have 12 skill trees.
Oh my Christ. I'll
puke.
I'll bomb it. Yeah.
And be like, well, that's a pirate.
Right? There's one to pirate.
Me and Devin are going to figure out a way of, I don't know, doing a land connection or something.
Really long cable.
Wireless LAN.
Just a really long cable. Cars driving over it on the fucking freeway. Like, what the fuck?
Got a hobo over there. Like, what is this? I gotta follow it. Freaking wild. Like, I'm kind of wondering to myself a couple of things about this game, though. Is, like, the reality kind of part of it. I'm not a big fan of when franchises are like, where do we go from here to make it bigger and better? Why do they always go interdimensional, bro?
We gotta shatter dimensions. We're going to a mirror world. Like, unless the only way I'll really be okay with this is if what we're seeing is like, I don't know, like a meteor shield getting fucking shattered by a fucking moon appearing out of thin fucking air.
Or maybe this is like a hidden planet. Where it
right,
was like,
it's like some kind of like cloaking system that we're breaking or something. Like, we don't have to go even though in 3 we were on like a galaxy scale, like, you know, moving between planets to planets, you don't have to go bigger than that. You can bring us back down to just like one planet if you want. It's fine. Planets are big.
Maybe this is what we're looking for. Like, maybe this is like the hidden planet with the most treasure we've ever fucking found, and we're only going to this planet.
Right, like this is like the true, I don't know, the vault, the actual vault. All the other vaults were a ruse. This is the real one.
This is the vault.
The vault.
Hear me out. Isn't like the precursors, the ones that made the Guardians and all that kind of shit, and the vaults and everything? We've never really figured out their home planet, have we?
No, because I was gonna say, I think it's Pandora, but I don't think it actually is, because there's vaults on other planets. It's just that Pandora is the most explored of the planets we've been on, because, you know,
it was the first in its system, I believe, that we went to.
Because I mean, the first 2 games are on Pandora. The pre-sequel is on its moon, and then 3 you start and end the game on Pandora. So like,
now, I will say this too. I think this is what sucks, because I think I'm figuring out some shit. The pre-sequel is going to probably be important in 4, because, like, maybe, just maybe, they're ditching 3's storyline and just picking up with Elpis and the pre-sequel shit, and, like, the ancient war that the ancients were prophesizing.
Oh, yeah, the whole storyline at the end of pre-sequel that they just did not do in 3.
Maybe they're finding a way of being like, well, maybe the twins were part of this foreshadowing or whatever the fuck. I don't know. But, like, I feel like it seems as though we're going back instead of trying to forge ahead with something new. Because, like, Elpis is here, which means that you got to have some pre-sequel knowledge to really understand what's going on. Which, like, we need to play that. I feel like that one's going to be pretty fun.
I mean, to be fair, I'm pretty sure we have plans to play through all of them right now.
Right. So,
it's like,
I think I'm excited, because this takes some thought. You know what I mean? Like I said, if they were just throwing shit on the wall until it stuck, I mean, I don't think they would be, like, bringing Elpis back. A lot of people in the comments were saying something about maybe we're retconning Lilith back in. She's not dead, but now she's a villain. That might be something.
It might be something, but, like, I don't know. Something about that there would have to be some kind of, like, mental snap or, like, some kind of controlling behavior to, like, really do that. I just...
Or maybe she just seen the truth of the fucking universe.
She saw the truth.
And just her brain got blown, you know what I mean? Like that freaking gif of the guy with his, you know.
But
you know
this would be cool if this is exploring, like, the precursors, like, home planet, and, like, you know, like, is that, am I seeing that right? Is that a robot hand, or is that, like, what they now look like? Like, is that their, like, an alien hand looking at that? There's a lot.
Did the psychos on Elpis back in the pre-sequel have hands like that? Are there any psychos on Elpis?
The psychos? The people with masks?
Yeah.
Or, like, do you mean the old ancient things?
No, the people with masks. Like, did they have freaking robotic arms at any point in the pre-sequel?
No, I think they were just psychos wearing space helmets.
Fair.
Like, a lot of the bandits were just they just took normal ass bandits, gave them a space helmet, and then threw them out to the world. It's kind of funny.
Love it. So, I don't know then. That was my other thinking, was maybe this is like a faction of bandits that somehow got a hold of cybernetic tech or something crazy like that, you know?
But I don't know if it could be, because the POV of that is, like, something that was on the actual planet, not on Elpis. It was the mask came down from the debris after Elpis hit that, like, shattering thing. and then it like revealed like the planet side of something. Like everything like shattered in. So I'm thinking like Hidden World or something is like what it is.
I would almost be willing to bet that makes more sense than...
The more we look at this, the more I'm like, this looks like it's like something that's like cloaked or like shielding it.
Yeah,
like,
it's
in
meant
some
to
way.
be hidden.
Yeah, and we just revealed it somehow we revealed it. We don't know how we're doing that. Because I mean, by the end of 3, the moon was still there.
Moon into the shield of it, you know. And
right, we just fucking baseball tossed that bitch.
Well, what's crazy is like, if that is true, then like the only thing keeping that place from being discovered was just a hyperspace jump being miscalculated a little bit in the middle of the lane. You know what I mean? Just freaking all of a sudden you're Admiral Holdoing the freaking shield in half. You know?
You're just like, what the fuck did we just discover?
Like, what is that?
Yeah, I think excitement is the right word though for like how I'm feeling, because I mean, rioting aside, they did wonders for the gameplay in 3, right? Like,
absolutely.
3's gameplay and like just overall gun feel is really really fun. It's a big play around with guns sandbox, and I love that for it. And the movement's pretty fun, and like I like clambering, jumping off stuff, and slamming my fist down on a motherfucker. It's pretty fun.
I will say that like fun has always been the prime directive of Borderlands. Like,
right.
Thank God. Like, I'll give Randy Pitchford a lot of shit, less shit than Todd Howard, in my opinion. But like, fun has always been at the forefront of game design for Gearbox when it comes to Borderlands. I don't think that's going anywhere.
Right. I have faith that we'll see like a really fun to play game, and hopefully we'll see like some cool characters to play as and give it some good replayability.
I'm kind of cool with like almost a total reset except for a couple of characters. You know, on like, I mean, hear me out. Like, I know a lot of the legacy characters would make sense if they came back and shit, but like, we don't need a lot of returning cast, potentially.
You really don't, because by the end of the DLCs in 3, like only like 2 characters haven't made a reappearance, I'm pretty sure. Like everyone else, in some way or another, their story is done by the end of 3.
Who are the only 2 open ends?
I don't remember off the top of my head. Let's see here. I know. Just going back through. We know in the main story, Zero comes back, and Maya from 2.
Okay.
Maya gets the end of her story.
She dies too, doesn't she?
Yeah, she dies.
They all die.
Her fucking dying is the reason Ava was able to become a prominent character, and that's why.
Nobody was a fan.
And then we get some pre-sequel characters, you know, like, in the pre-sequel, there's 4 main characters, like, that you play as. One of them's Claptrap. It's Claptrap, okay? He's he's wherever you want him to be. There's two of the main characters. I don't remember her name, but she was like the gunslinger, and then Wilhelm. You kill them both in Borderlands 2.
Right. I do remember
they're both bosses that you kill. So that's that. The other one is Athena, and I don't know if she's in. She is in 3. Yes, she is in 3 because she's in one of the DLCs. She's in the second DLC. She's in the second DLC along with Gage from 2. Let's see here. And then there was the 2 DLC characters in pre-sequel. One of them was Jack's body double. He comes back as a good guy in the first DLC of 3. The other one was Ariella, I think is what her name is. And you kill her in 3. She's one of the bosses you fight in the Hammerlock area, that jungle planet.
Oh, okay.
And of course, Roland died in 2, so we don't have to worry about that. Brick and Mordecai are just, they're having their happy little gay family with Tiny Tina, just chilling, being bandits.
Right.
And then Krieg gets his own DLC.
Gonzalez. What happens to Gonzalez?
Oh yeah, let's see here. Yeah, there's. Oh, I don't know. I want to say someone. There's another DLC in 3 that I have not played yet, so I don't know if any of them come in there. But I know Axton and the Gunzerker are like 2 that I don't know if they come back.
Wait. Yeah, they do. They're fucking podcast hosts in space. They have like a talk show podcast.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay,
I just don't think we see them physically. That was the only thing. Is they were like the only ones we don't see physically, maybe, or maybe they are in the 3rd DLC. And like I said, I haven't played it, so I don't know. I haven't played the 4th one either, but I know it's about Krieg because it's in his head. You're going through Krieg's mind. That ought to be a fun thing to play through.
Like, okay, so like that makes sense. So we're really kind of down to like the characters, the Vault Hunters from 3, which like Flak would be cool. I think Flak would be cool.
And a cool thing about them is that there is kind of a positive for that. They didn't add additional Vault Hunters to 3, but rather instead chose to add additional skill trees to them. To
which
kind
I
of
like that.
make up for, which, yeah, being as people who did not have to buy the $15 DLC that added those skill trees. Instead, we got the Pandora's collection on Steam that gave it for like fucking nothing. Yeah, really cool. But that's also a plus point if you want to have legacy characters have their their stories like completed. You would only have 4 at that point because everyone else has already had something done. So you just, and a lot of them are easy to just slap all together in the same spot, right? Like I don't think they all need to be like separated or anything, or like if they even bring them back anyway. I don't think they really need to.
No, it's just a precedent. I think. If anything, is that you tend to see Vault Hunters from old games in new games.
I think there's at this point, I think there's only like 3 characters that would be like a given to come back. That would be Marcus for the guns and ammo, Dr. Zed for the health vendors, and then probably just Ellie for the rides, the catch ride system.
And everything else is fucking up in the air. That's a wild thing for Borderlands. Like, God,
like you could really have a shit ton of different, of different characters to add story elements. You really don't need to be tied down to previous ones at this point.
Which, that does seem like what they're going for, bro. Like, literally, we were just talking about this is like some Dr. Eggman piss on the moon levels shit, okay? Like, they literally looked like what they did was rip reality right in half. Like...
Yeah, it's really crazy. Man,
what do you think? What do you think about the fire,
the Firehawk symbol on it?
Yeah, the Firehawk symbol. What do you think? A lot of people don't think she's dead.
I'm starting to think maybe she's just not, or like, hear me out. Maybe her body is dead, but like she's still got like control of like a spirit that she can kind of interact with the world using.
How many what was, like, I'm asking for my own spoilers, I guess, but, like, are there sirens left at the end of 3? Is there a possibility that she reclaimed more than just one of the 6, like, different sirens, right? There's like 6 different sirens at any given point in the universe, right? So like in 3 they introduced the concept of sirens being able to take each other's powers and absorbing them and shit. But what if there's only a couple of sirens left or whatever, and she ends up getting a hold of more than one aspect of the sirens, getting like, I don't know, 2 or 3 people's worth of power? Or like we were talking about, maybe she's seen God or some shit and just had some Eldritchian horror story happen in her brain. Which, like, I don't know. A part of me would almost feel like if Lilith does take place in this story and Elpis is involved, I don't know what that would mean even to begin with. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like multiple things would have to have happened since the ending of 3 to give proper context to the beginning of this teaser trailer that we get for Borderlands 4.
Yeah, okay, so I just looked it up of like how many sirens there are at the end of 3. So Maya died and she transferred her powers to Ava, who is unfortunately alive. Lilith is dead, question mark with that. But a lot of people are thinking like, just her whereabouts are just unknown. It seems like a lot of people are like, I didn't see a body.
And that tends to be a rule.
That tends to be a rule, is like, I didn't see a body. I didn't see the remains of a body or anything like that. Amara, she's the siren you can play as this go about. She's alive, of course, because you're playing as her. So Angel, Handsome Jack's daughter in 2, she died and her powers went to Tannis.
Okay.
To Dr. Tannis. Tannis is alive. So right now that's 3. That's 3 that we know are alive, maybe 4. And I'm looking into this, and there's something that I missed, that there was a warning. There was like an Iridian warning near the end that like says, hey, there's actually 7 sirens at a time, not 6.
See, I think
I missed that on my playthrough, but I'm looking it up and people are talking about it, so I'm like, maybe. I mean, but
if the presence of a 7th siren has been hidden from the general public, that gives that 7th siren the ability to do whatever they're going to do in the background without any people poking around.
Right. And then at that point, is that what we're going to be exploring? This hidden world? Maybe a 7th siren who's like leading this world? Maybe the 7th siren is like the, Iridian's like, I don't know, creator or god or something.
Or tied to the precursors.
Yeah, because like, why would it be hidden?
Or I guess
there has to be a reason it was hidden. And thinking about it, that was nothing that was explained in any DLC. So I mean, it was just maybe just like haha, you can actually have 4 players playing as Amara, maybe that kind of thing. But I don't think that's it. That can't be it, because I mean, that can't be it, because Borderlands 2 exists where you can play as 4 Mayas and then have 3 other sirens in the room. Like,
I know, wild shit. So, God, this is fun, because this is some theory crafting shit right here.
There's a lot of theory crafting. Yeah, this is a lot of us. Just
I like this.
Like, what are we gonna see?
I like this idea. So, okay, if we're gonna hear me out, all right. So, Elpis had the color of iridium, right? Just streaked down the center of it, like iridium all in that thing, right? We know that iridium is connected to sirens and powers them most of the time, right?
Right.
And we now have this 7th siren coming in out of left field. That's hinted at the end of 3. I think that would be an interesting plot line to go for. What if Lilith figured it out that there is a seventh siren, decided, oh shit, all of us that have been sitting here getting together around Pandora and its similar stars and in its galaxy and all that shit have been stirring a lot of fucking chaos, and I have an enemy I don't know about anymore, or just realized that they even existed in the first place. Best way to get under the radar and learn more about that enemy is to go under the radar myself by faking my own death. Like,
oh, and then with Elpis being teleported, it's also going to, the Iridium in Elpis is going to it's going to be like a fucking trap for that siren. Like, they're not going to resist that power coming from there. They're going to want to check it out.
It's a whole fucking moon worth of Iridium. Like,
worth of like a power source that they might not even know is out there.
Because, like, what seems obvious to me is that some association with the Firehawk, whether it be Lilith or somebody associated with Lilith, used that freaking sign to make a literal portal into this part of the galaxy. Like, they warped a moon, okay? And, like, so whatever siren is at play here is strong and is definitely utilizing the iridium core of this planet or this moon to its advantage. So, like, not only is that siren going to be, that seventh siren potentially on that planet is going to be like, oh shit, look at that. It's also going to set up a direct power confrontation between the two. Because I'm willing to bet there's a siren on that moon, on Elpis. And like a lot of people think it's Lilith. Might not be.
I mean, I'm starting to feel with this, I didn't see a body, right? Like,
a lot of people are feeling that way. And like, here's my thing. How many people have died in the Borderlands and stayed dead that we haven't seen the body? Who got off screen and we've never seen it? And they never come back.
Fuck, I don't know.
I'm sure somebody did, but no one of any importance. I mean, like...
I mean, in the final mission of Borderlands 2, like, when Brick and Mordecai are helping you out, they're on that like, barge, and it, like, sinks into lava, and then they show up out in the end cutscene being like, we missed the fight.
Oh, no.
I mean, that's a very, like, minor thing compared to this, but, like, that's kind of in that way where it's like, when you compare it to, like, Roland, we saw a hole get shot through his fucking chest, and he, died. Which begs the question, where was his shield?
I know. You just go straight through it? Like, what the fuck?
And Dr. Zed is shaking his head.
Man. I done told you. Like,
I could have sold you a power shield.
all of the enemy sirens have died. Like, we see their bodies.
And in one, there's that, like, Russian chick. Gets impaled by the destroyer, eaten alive.
Uh-huh.
We saw that. Dead. Gone. Cross that off. If you want to consider Angel a villain, I don't really consider her a villain, but she died in 2. We saw the body.
Right. 3.
Maya, we saw the body.
Mm-hmm.
We were there when she died. We saw the body. Lilith, didn't see the body. Lilith is the only one we did not see the body for.
I don't know. That's why I'm kind of like in that kind of mode.
Right. Like, maybe she is alive in some
We've
way.
watched enough anime and tokusatsu to know this.
Okay. Right. Just be like, she can just come back. New fit.
Wielding a whole moon full of energy. Like, that, and also, I know that phasing is a siren power, but isn't that almost a trademark for Lilith as a siren power?
That's her siren power. Like each one's got like specific powers. That's her, phasing like to the different locations. That's her special power.
And so we didn't see anybody gain Lilith's powers after she exploded, right?
Right.
That's the other part of it, is that when a siren dies, their powers pass on, right?
Yeah, her powers pass on either to someone she knows or to just if they just, or it could just go to some random person.
Something tells me that it is Lilith. Not like, because the powers make sense, right? It's the phasing powers, but like it's the Firehawk logo.
It's
like,
specifically the Firehawk logo that's got to be Lilith.
Gotta be, or somebody associated with her. Maybe it's Tannis. Like, but Tannis's powers, what are they? I don't think they're phasing, are they?
No, it's the one. It's like a lot of like stuff with like technology and stuff. It's like getting technology to work for you and stuff. But it's not phase. It's like not phasing, and like teleportation and stuff like that. That's like only Lilith, as far as I know.
Maybe Tannis did figure something out, like figured out how to use like an Iridium cord planet to warp an entire moon using technology. Like, that doesn't seem out of the question. And if anybody in that roster would be able to figure something out like that, it would be Tannis.
Yeah.
But then again, like, why would she use the Firehawk logo? I mean, it's not synonymous with the Crimson Raiders anymore.
I mean, that would be the only other explanation, is just it's a Crimson Raiders thing. But like the Crimson Raiders have their own symbol aside from the Firehawk. Like, right. The Firehawk was like specifically Lilith's thing.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think Tannis is the type to
just yoink a logo.
Yeah, she'd make her own, I feel like.
Yeah.
It'd be something weird and goofy, but like I think she would make her own thing rather than do something like that. Like that, and like I said, the colors of the logo were the same as Lilith's, and the phase shifting colors were the same as Lilith's. That's why I feel like it's got to be. And I don't know, like, her character just doesn't seem the type to pull the becoming a bad guy card. Like,
right.
Maybe, like, I do think she's the type to, like, she's went into hiding before. Like, whenever shit gets really bad, that is a tactic she takes.
Yeah, because, in between 1 and 2, she formed herself as the Firehawk. She stopped associating with the rest of the crew and, formed her own bandit clan.
Which was nuts.
Right.
Like, how often does that shit happen? Like, let's be honest. Like, it's a Borderlands only kind of situation. Like, could you imagine that happening in Fallout, between Fallout games? Like, one of the companions just starts a fucking Raider clan empire. Like,
right.
But, I mean, I think, like, there's 3 characters that do that in the Borderlands. Like, I know Slab does. So 2 out of the 4 of original Vault Hunters go on to make their own freaking bandit clans.
Yeah.
Like, there's Slab, there's Lilith. I was kind of surprised Gonzalez didn't. Like, he seems the type just the same. Like, Krieg, I feel like, I mean, I'm surprised he's not made one himself, but he's nuts. Like, there's a lot going on to this. There's a lot of theory crafting going on. I just feel like when you got something like this, like a trailer on this level where, like, you almost couldn't tell that it was a Borderlands trailer until you saw the P on Elpis. like even then, like people that don't have any experience with the pre-sequel wouldn't even be able to tell until that mask got flipped over. Right. So like, maybe that's also a sign. Like, don't expect all the same things you're used to seeing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Could be wrong. I could be nuts. Probably am. I don't know. What else you got?
Oh man, I think we've actually done more picking apart on this than I expected us to.
I done told you we'd figure it out.
Yeah, we did figure it out. So I think I want to go ahead and like close this off on stuff.
I got you. You want to go ahead and take it away?
Yeah, I'll take it away. So, if you guys enjoyed me and Jaster, chatting about Borderlands, I have a bit of a special announcement for y'all. So, Core Live Arcade, the channel, is not only home to our video game side of the podcast, but it is also about to be home to like video game playthroughs and like Let's Plays and stuff. One of those Let's Plays that we are going to eventually get to, I'm not going to put a date on it, it's just we're going to do it down the line, is me and Jaster are wanting to do a playthrough of the original Borderlands together and just chatting about the game, having fun, and taking a trip down memory lane on it.
I can't wait.
So if you like hearing us just ramble about Borderlands, don't worry. We'll have more for it later on. Playing one of our favorites. We play through the OG popular. It's not the OG looter shooter, but it is the OG popular looter shooter. So yeah, look forward to that. And hey, while you're on the channel, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to us. Go ahead and click the bell, get notifications for when we upload on both channels. Go ahead and do the same for the Core Live After Hours. Jaster and Kaz do an amazing job over there. I'll get my time over there eventually.
We tend to talk about Bigfoot. We're trying to get him on here to talk about other kind of paranormal stuff, but
I want to talk about spooky ghosties eventually. But
I can't wait.
That time will come when that time comes, So yeah, do all the stuff you normally do when you like this episode. If you're on Spotify, give us a rating, give a tip if you like. If you're on YouTube, throw a comment out saying, "Hey, I like the video," or "Hey, you guys are freaking idiots." Either way, thanks for the comment.
Absolutely. And y'all have a wonderful night. Thank you all for watching. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.